So welcome to the lecture 8 of unit 1. This is the last lecture of this unit. So in this lecture we are going to cover the duality principle, and we'll also look at some examples on how to apply this principle. So what exactly is the duality principle? So this is the basic definition. As you can see, two electrical networks are said to be dual networks if the mesh equations of one network is equal to the node equation of the other. The dual networks are based on Kirchhoff current law and Kirchhoff voltage law. So this is the theoretical definition of duality. Now let's see how we can apply this definition and how we can take out the dual of electrical circuits. So if you see at this example, you can see a circuit. It's a basic circuit with Z1, Z2, Z3 in series with a voltage source. Now the Z is impedance. Impedance meaning it can be the resistor, capacitor, inductance, or any combination of these elements. Okay. So if we are going to apply KVL in this circuit, that is in this mesh, then according to KVL, what will we get? Simply V, that is the potential difference, is equal to the algebraic sum of the potential differences across each element. So if this is Z1, the potential difference across Z1 would be IZ1, similarly IZ2, IZ3. We have added all and we are getting this equation. Very simple, right? Now let us look at another circuit. This is a slightly different circuit. If you can see, it has a current source in parallel with this element, this element, this element. Here Y is actually the admittance. Admittance is the inverse of your impedance, right? So now let's apply Kirchhoff's current law in this network and see what happens. So if we apply Kirchhoff's current law at this node, what will we get? The incoming current I is equal to the sum of these outgoing currents. So we have I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3, right? Now what is I1, I2 and I3? Now we know that I1 is equal to, or we can say I is equal to V by R or V by Z. Z is the impedance. Now since we have the term Y here, Y is the inverse of impedance. That means we can write something like this, V Y, right? Since Y is equal to 1 by Z. So if you look at this equation, this comes from here only. I1 will be V by, I'll write it here, I1 will be V by Z1. This is the V node, right, equal to V Y1, right? Similarly, I2 will be Vi2 and I3 will be Vi3, and we get this equation, right? Now if you notice this equation 2 and the previous equation 1, they are the same, isn't it? Only the manner in which we are writing is different. Here we have V is equal to I into Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3, and here we have I equal to V into Y1 plus Y2 plus Y3. Okay, so that is why this circuit, that is network B and network A, we call them dual of each other. So basically they are equivalent circuits, only written in different forms. They have their equations in different forms and they have their circuits in different forms, but they are actually one and the same, right? So this is what we call as the duality principle. Okay. Now these are some of the rules to be followed. Obviously here I have shown you two circuits and I have shown you how are they dual of each other. But in the exam, mostly what will happen is that you will get a question like, you have this network A and you have to draw the dual of this network. So you have to come at this network B. So we are going to see how can you apply the duality principle from network A to come to network B, right? So these are some of the rules that you have to follow. So basically it is the opposite, okay? Whatever elements are there, they will be replaced by their opposite elements. So for instance, we have current, it will be replaced by voltage. If we have an open circuit or open element, it will be replaced by a short circuit element. If we have an inductor, it will be replaced by capacitor. If we have a resistor, it will be replaced by the conductor or conductance. If we have series, it will be replaced by parallel. If we are using KCL, it will be replaced by KVL, as we saw in the previous example. If we have a voltage source, it will be replaced by a current source. Obviously, vice versa is also true. That is, if we have a voltage, it will be replaced into by current. If we have a short circuit element, it will be replaced by open circuit element, and so on, right? Now let us look at this example which we did earlier, that how to actually convert it into its dual. So I'm going to draw the same circuit here, all right, and I'm going to take resistances here because we have still not covered the capacitor and inductance portions as such, right? It is the same circuit. Instead of Z1, Z2, Z3, we are taking R1, R2, R3, right? And this is the current I, okay? So obviously according to KVL, since we are applying KVL here, we will get V is equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3, right? So this we already know. Now how to draw the dual of this circuit, right? So in any kind of question, if we have a circuit like this, a mesh kind of circuit, this is a mesh, this is a loop, right? So every mesh we are going to take one point, and one point will be taken outside the mesh, all right? So let us call this point as 1, let us call this point as 2. Now you have to connect these 2 points 1 and 2 through all the elements present in the original circuit. All the elements meaning we have R1, we have R2, we have R3, and we have V, all right? So we have to connect the point 1 and 2 through these elements. So let us start with V very simply, okay? If I pass through V, it will be something like this, right? Now since I'm passing through V, the voltage source, what do the duality rules say? That the voltage source will be converted into current source. So I'm going to draw a current source I, and I connect it, right? Now I'm going to connect 1 and 2 again through R1. So it will be something like this. Now since I'm passing through R1, if you remember the duality rules, what do they say? That the resistance will be converted into its conductance, right? So I will use a conductor here with say G1 value, right? And I will connect it to 2. Similarly, we are going to connect R2, and again R2 will also be converted into a conductance G2. Similarly, R3 will also be converted into its conductance G3, right? So obviously this is a very complicated kind of drawing, okay? But if you notice, we have two nodes here, 1 and 2, and we have all these elements now. We have I, we have G1, we have G2, and we have G3. So now we can redraw this circuit so that it's presentable. I'll redraw it here itself quickly. So you have 2 points, 1 and 2, okay? So firstly we have a current source between 1 and 2. So I'm going to simply draw something like this, right? My apologies here, since the direction is like this of V, your current source should also be of the same direction. So it will be something like this. Right? Since your initial current direction is this, right? So the current source also has to be like this, okay? So we have covered the V element, and this will be converted into current source what is again between 1 and 2? G1. So I'm going to draw something like this, G1. G1 is done. Then we have G2 between 1 and 2. So again I will draw G2, right? And then we have G3 here. So again I will draw G3, right? So now we have the dual of this circuit over here. The voltage source has been converted into current source. Direction is important. Resistance has been converted into conductance. This resistance has been converted into again conductance G2, and this resistance has been converted into conductance G3. Now if you look at the previous example that we saw, it's the same, isn't it? So this is how you arrive at the dual of a circuit. It's very simple. You just have to remember these points. And for every mesh you have, you need to take one point inside the mesh and one point has to be outside the mesh, right? So I hope you have understood this. We'll do more examples in later lectures. Thank you.